Hello YouTube, this is TheWerdOfRa. Welcome to my Horizons 3 Let's Play series. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, as you can see, I've already kind of done a little getting going. Even though this is episode 1, I wanted to kind of not do some of the boring stuff of digging my hole in the wall, and I don't want to do any digging on camera. So I've got my mine shaft down to bedrock, but otherwise I've only done vanilla things. But we have a lot to do today, and I think this series is going to be really fun. Horizons 3 is a mod made by Feed the Beast, and it's kind of a, I don't know if you want to say misfits mods, but basically mods that they think are good, but just never seem to make the cut when they make their other mod packs. So I thought this would be a fun series to do, and I've already kind of laid out a few things over here. This is where our first base is going to be. I'm actually in Extreme Hills, which I don't particularly like to start in or really ever have a base in. But we have Astral Sorcery, and Astral Sorcery uses Starlight, and Starlight is better at higher Y levels. So we're on top of a mountain. So I've laid out our first base building. We're probably going to have many different locations around the map, and we've got wave stones, and then the Astral Sorcery itself has a teleporting mechanism, so we're going to have probably a bunch of little bases all over the map just to do the different things. I've already got a tree farm going, and I've got a little food farm going over here as well. And basically I'm to the point now where we should start getting into some mods. I've gotten a few ores, and I'm ready to actually start doing ore doubling. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So I think I've got ores, I want to say in here. So what we'll do is we will just kind of get some stuff going here, and we'll check in on this over time. What I want to do is I want to make, at first I want to make the steam dynamo. So we're going to need some copper. We've got that smelting. We're going to need some iron. I think we need some iron in here. And we're going to need silver. So I've got everything ready to go already. So as soon as this is cooked up, we can go ahead and use it. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to show... Oh, I needed... I don't know where I put it. Spruce. There we go. So we are going to have, our base is going to be a Tudor-style base, Tudor-style home, which, if you don't know, is an English-style building. I think it's really pretty looking, and basically we're going to live in that, and I've already laid it out here. No. I've already laid out the foundations here, and what it's going to be is kind of like a timber. And unfortunately, it's going to take paper. It's not paper in real life, but we're going to use paper, and we're going to chisel it to have these the paper wall and the paper wall plane. I think you're really going to like it. So I'm not going to do all of this. I'll leave that for later. I'm not going to do all this on camera. I want to get into some interesting stuff. I haven't really done a whole lot of even smelting of basic stuff yet, so I've really waited to get anything going. I also want to get some new tools. So we have the Silence Gems mod, which I don't know where the gems are. Yeah, we've got the Silence Gems mod in here, and so there's no really good utility mods for the different tools, so this is going to be the one that we're going to go with. And so basically each of these are different gems, and the gems have different stats. So you can see attack speed 80%, melee damage, magic, protection, harvest level, and speed. So I'm probably going to want to go with the highest speed, since all the harvest levels seem to be the same, which looks like we're going to go with this Morganite. I want to create a pickaxe that is made with this stuff because I'm just tired of going through iron and stone constantly. Oh, check that. So when we make this, I'm not the biggest. I don't know that much about the silence gems. Unfortunately, I don't know much about these mods. The whole thing is that they're not normally played with. But one of the things is that you can mix and match. So if we see here, we can see the durability, the harvest level, speed. I don't know what charge speed is. Alt. And so what I understand is we can kind of mix and match these. Durability. Oh yeah, okay, so I see these have better durability. So what we can do, oops, is we can swap some of these, and now we can get a different harvest speed 1039, durability 458 versus harvest speed 10 and 3. Yeah, it's way better to do this. So let's try an all barrel and see what we get. Burial? I don't know how to say that. And so apparently you're just supposed to kind of play with these and see when you get a tool that you like. And I haven't played with this ahead of time, so sorry about that. Let's go with all. This looks like it's got the best harvest speed. I really don't know, I'm sorry, the best durability. I really don't know if that harvest speed of, 9 versus 10 makes a difference. So, let's just hedge our bets. Now we got 10.03. So let's go ahead and get this. And what happens is as we use this, so we're not going to need any of the rest of these. As we use this down, we can just put in a burial in here and it will repair it. We're not going to do that now, obviously, because it's not broken. So if I keep mining these while I'm down there, I'll be able to basically just repair my pick on the go, and I don't even need to have a 3x3 crafting grid. So that's pretty powerful in my opinion. Whoop. Oh, looks like it's nighttime. Let's go ahead and just sleep through the night. Alright, so we should be able to start making some of the steam dynamo. And we're going to do the steam dynamo so that we can get a pulverizer and power it. And we're going to start there, and then we're going to get a redstone furnace as well. So we need 2 of these. We need one of these. And do we have enough? We do. Boom, steam dynamo. Next we want to have a pulverizer. Yeah, it needs a lot. Yeah. Should have done gold first. There we go. So we'll get that. We'll get this. Boom, and a piston. One of these, and one more. As far as the, this is Silence Gems mod that allows me to get this pickaxe. This mod allows me to make all kinds of, so I can make a shovel or an axe or all the other different kinds of tools with this. And I am going to probably do that over time, but right now I'm just really worried about being able to mine. I don't really like that there, but we'll just do it for the time being. Alright, let's get this. Should be able to make that. Perfect. So now we got a pulverizer. Next we're going to need to put in some coal and water. There we go. Alright, and I got that water, and then I want to real quick, now that I have an infinite water source, make sure that my crops stay fed. Okay, so the steam dynamo obviously, well, it may not be obvious, but it takes water and it takes coal to operate. So now we've got it going on, we've got the pulverizer coming up, and good news for us, I've got tons of ores. Oh, you know what, I shouldn't do that. what I should do is I should see what we need. We need to make a redstone furnace. Oh, I need to find clay. I don't know where there is clay. So we need a little bit of iron. Let's go ahead and just do this for now. We're going to need a little bit of copper. Might as well just do the whole stack. Going to need glass. We've already got glass. Let's see. And a little bit of lead. Alright, let's let that run for now. And we're just going to use the this furnace until we get the other furnace running. And then we also need to get clay. And I'm not sure actually where clay is in this world, so I will be right back after I go and search some clay out. See you guys in a minute. So I was able to find some clay. I got you know, almost more than 2.5 stacks while I was out. Right next to the aquamarine shell. So that was good for me. Let's see, well, for us, I guess. Let's see how many we need. We need 8, it looks like. Oh, this is the pulverizer. That's why it's not working. Sorry, excuse me. You don't need to finish. Let's go ahead and get that out there. So while we're here, we need 1 more gold. So let's go ahead and pulverize some gold. Where'd it go? There we go. So we need gold, we need glass, we need redstone, we need some tin, nickel, tin. So we've got enough iron right now. We need more copper. Got enough copper. Okay, so let's get this melting. So get the brick. While that's doing that, go ahead and do the tin. Oh, so slow. We're definitely going to need to get this furnace up and running quickly. So in addition to a furnace, we're going to then need leadstone flux ducts. Because, yeah, glass. Okay. So we're going to need, well, I've already got lead in my inventory. Basically, this steam dynamo is directly putting energy into this pulverizer. In fact, I should probably take this out. And what's ended up happening is this pulverizer is the only block that can get energy, and when we get the leadstone flux ducts, we'll be able to give energy to whoever is on that conduit, so we can kind of extend that out a little bit. I'm also going to need to make a wrench, so why don't we do that now? So the wrench we're going to make, I tried all of these wrenches out, and the only wrench that works is the wrench from Funky Locomotion, which is this. And what this will do is this will allow us to pick up our pulverizer when we go to put down these flux ducts. And let's get some... I do not have any. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we want to get one of these. We need to get tin done. I think he's doing tin. Oh, tin's already done. Just waiting. Put some of these completed. Oh, we're still going to use iron. We're not going to use iron nuggets, though. We're not going to use pulverized iron for the moment. We're not going to use any more copper. We're not going to use any more nickel. Probably put these away as well, just for the moment, so we can free up some inventory space. Oh, that gives out silver as a byproduct. So one of the benefits of the pulverizer is that it doubles your ore by making this dust, which you then smelt, as you see me be doing, but it also has a chance of making a byproduct. So if you look at in JEI, if you look at the pulverizer, it looks like we've got a 10% chance to make silver off of lead. So That's good. Okay. Go ahead and make these gears. Good. We need to get tin done. There's no reason to wait. Alright. So now we need to get a tin gear. Sorry if I'm going too quickly. Then we need to get the machine frame. So now at this point we've got all of it. Perfect. So now our next problem is the leadstone ducts, which we need lead for, which I'm making now. Perfect. So we need lead, we need redstone, we need glass. I've got all of that. We get 6 ducts. Okay, so what's going to happen next is I'm going to pick, before I do that, so if I right click, it rotates the block. And so what I'm going to do, it ran out of energy. Oh, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift right click to pick it up, and then I'm going to, this is going to get a little ugly, we're just doing this temporarily, put the redstone furnace there, put the pulverizer there, and then in the configurations we can decide which sides go where. So this is going to be the left, this is going to be the right, the top, the bottom, and the back. So what I want to have happen is the red, yellow, and orange. So red corresponds here, yellow is here, and orange is both of these locations. I'm going to have this be sent out of the left side of the pulverizer into, looks like we need to sleep. Come out of the left side of the pulverizer into the furnace, and we're going to make that blue is the input slot. And we're not going to have an output slot just yet. So what's going to happen is from the right side, it's going to autofill this furnace, and it's going to then put it into the, it's going to smelt it into the output slot. So what we're going to see here after I give it some power, oh, it ran out of water. Right, I forgot about that. So let's go ahead and just fill this up. You might notice that I'm not making any noise with the water bucket. That is because there is a particular mod installed that has a player noise when it teleports. That's really loud, and it's not going to be good. Okay, so we're going to put this pulverized lead in here, and we can see now that it's going to pulverize it. That's perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the rest of this lead ore in here, and what we'll see is that let's just take this out for now. So it's going to pulverize this lead. It's going to create 2, which you don't even see, but those 2 go straight into here. And so now we've got a completely finished process, and you can see this is already faster than the regular furnace. And the regular furnace has a bit of a problem where it's 8 items to 1 piece of coal, and if you don't use all the 8 items, you know, if you don't put 8 items in each time, then you're going to lose some of the value of your coal, whereas here you only use the energy associated with however much. So if you just want to do 1, then it'll do 1 and you won't waste anything. So not only is it faster, but it's actually more energy efficient. Let's go ahead and get this running. I'm going to want to have a chest. I just don't like this setup. This is temporary until we get our base going. So I also want to get an aqueous accumulator going so that we can autofill. An aqueous accumulator accumulates water, kind of like it says in the name. And what I want to do is I want to automatically get this water tank filled up so that we don't have to keep going back and forth with buckets. So let's focus on that real quick. Need copper. Copper and tin. So we're going to need 4 copper. This is just glass. We need a lot of iron. Need 4 copper and 4 tin. I haven't got any tin. I didn't think we were going to need any more. We'll pull this out, put that in there. So you notice the silver wasn't running. The silver wasn't running because there's nowhere for it to go. Now the silver... Ooh, little lag. Oh, looks like the tin popped in there before I could get the silver in there. So you can see the tin can run now because we pulled the lead out, but it's not going to run. So if I put the... Well, let's just wait until this is done. So if I put the silver in here, it's not going to run until I take this tin out because it hasn't got anywhere to go. So the best thing to do is to have this dump into a chest, and I think we're just going to do that now. So I don't like this because it's sitting over my bed, but... So we're going to put it to orange on the left, and this is on the left, and you can see it's orange right there. And now... Oh, we can't open it. We can't open the chest because there was a block above it. But now you can see that the silver's in here. And we'll let that keep running. We'll put that in there to keep that busy. Alright, let's get our copper gear. No, we don't have any copper. So let's have that go real quick. We'll make this redstone servo. And we'll make 2 iron gears. Oops. Oh, need to use my only bucket. Okay, well, that's what it's there for, I guess. Keep that running. So we'll get the gold going. Let's get the tin going next, since apparently we're going to need that. Okay. Come in here, make the copper gear. Check. Device frame. I guess it's different because machine frames use energy and the aqueous accumulator does not use energy. So now we should have everything we need for that. Bye-bye bucket. So the aqueous accumulator is pretty interesting. When you put it out here by itself, it doesn't do anything. But when you surround it, at least on 2 sides, with water, it fills up. So what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily just dig out underneath this. This is just kind of a temporary place until we get the other base going, and right now we're just... Oh, I want that. We're just setting this up to kind of get us through until we get the building resources we need to build the other base. So I am going to mine out here. Oh, I need a bucket. So what I want to do is I want to put 1 bucket of water there, 1 aqueous accumulator there, and then on the other side of the aqueous accumulator, because remember it won't work without 2. It might work, but it's going to be slow. No, it doesn't work at all. So then we put this one here, and now we've got water being generated. So let's go ahead and cover that up. Oops, actually one step I forgot. I wonder if I could do it without fluid ducts. Let's see. Oh, it does. Oh, wonderful. So we just put the aqueous accumulator directly under the steam dynamo, and now we have all the water we need to have this thing running. The only thing we need to worry about is coal. So that'll help us out a lot. So that's ore doubling going. Now that we have ore doubling going, we can kind of get working without worrying about wasting resources, because you know, before it was 1 copper to 1 copper ingot, now it's 2 copper to 2 copper ingot, and every now and then we'll get a 3rd thing. So we definitely want to get ore doubling going as soon as we can. So one of the things I want to do is I want to make this Tudor style building is going to have, and you can see I've done some work on it off camera. This Tudor style building is going to have a basement made in cobblestone, and it's going to have its walls made out of those paper blocks. So what I want to do is I want to be able to collect paper and wood, we'll get to wood later, automatically. So you can see I'm already growing sugarcane over here. What I want to do is I want to set up a very simple system with a timer. So with the dark utilities timer, we need to have a clock, and basically we'll set this to emit a redstone signal. It looks like I need to go sleep. We'll set this to emit a redstone signal to a series of pistons, and what we'll do is we'll have those pistons just, you know, whether or not something is grown or not, go ahead and just extend and push break the stalk of the sugar. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of explaining this. Let me just make a piston and show you what I mean. So let's go ahead and see if we can't make 3. Perfect. And I need a lever. Don't think I have one. Okay. So the gist of how this is going to run very productive farm. So we're going to put a piston facing, I don't know if I can do this, in this direction. And then what we're going to do is every so often the sugarcane is going to grow. You know, it starts as 1, then it goes to 2, and ultimately into 3. And every so often we're just going to send it a redstone signal. Oopsie. Did not know that was going to happen. Every so often we send it a redstone signal, it's going to break the sugarcane. So we want to set up a timer that just kind of every so often tells all 3 of these pistons. I don't know if I can do this. There we go. We're going to set up a timer that lets all 3 of these pistons get a signal to extend. Let's see if sometimes the wrench, nope. We're just going to do that for now. It's being annoying. So every so often this is going to extend and it's going to break this sugarcane, and I should have left it up actually to proof of concept. Redstone. Well, that's not gonna work. Oh dear. I guess we're gonna have to come back 1. I did not realize that pistons knock off the block that's on top of them. So let's put that back. See if this will work for us. Darn. Is it like this? I don't do vanilla redstone that often. There we go. So that's what we're going to want to do, and instead of using a lever, we're going to use a timer. So we've already got most of this set up. So let's go ahead and make our timer. Actually, let's collect these while we're here. So this is Fluffy Puff, and this is added by the Silence Gems, and allows us to get string, fluffy fabric, feathers, and wool just by growing it, and obviously more Fluffy Puff seeds. So this is a great way to get your first bed, because instead of having to track down sheep all over the place, you can just grow what you need. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that timer made. Got our regular clock. Need to get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a timer. Perfect. Let's get that running again. Looks like we're low on iron, so go ahead and make iron. Clean this up real quick. Alright, once we get this timer down, oh man, these things are growing like crazy. I think what we need to do is I think we need to have the timer back one and kind of go up like that. And what we're going to, yeah, as you see, it already worked. So what this does is this timer works based on ticks, and it kind of explains this. There are 20 ticks in a second. So this waits 5 seconds before it shoots out. I know that sugarcane does not grow in 5 seconds. So it says the minimum is 10 and the maximum is 12,000. I'm actually going to go with the maximum of 12,000 because worst case scenario, it grows twice and then we get 2. But we want to have these ideally only fire when it's grown at least once, and not before it's grown. So if we have it firing every 5 seconds, we're just going to have a lot of sound and increase the load on the server, and we're not actually going to get any sugar. There's only one more problem, which is unless I'm over here to collect the sugar, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna fall on the ground. So we need to come up with one last tool, and that's gonna be the item vacuum from, I believe, Embers? Yeah, the item vacuum from Embers. It's gonna use 4 lead ingots and an item pipe, which is 2 more lead ingots and a lead plate, which is 4 more ingots. So it's quite a lot of lead, and this we need to use what's called a tinker's hammer, which is yet another lead ingot. Oh dear, I hope we have all this lead. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, great. So, oh yeah, good. We've got lots of iron too. So let's start with the tinker's hammer, which is 2. Piece of lead, oops, and iron. Then we're going to get our lead plate. Then we're going to get our item pipe. Then we're going to get our vacuum. And the vacuum is going to need to go into a chest. So this is going to be pretty fun. The vacuum is really powerful. So the vacuum works basically, let's put our chest down and then put the vacuum down. This black, it kind of looks like a funnel. The biggest part of the funnel is the side of the vacuum that, I guess, vacuums. So there's one thing is that it's not vacuuming now. It needs to have a redstone signal. And so, and there it is. It pulls it once you have that signal. Now, another piece of the vacuum that's really important is that it's quite powerful and it goes really far. I'm not quite sure. Like, this is really far away. Okay, so that didn't work. That didn't work. Boom. So one more block. So this is quite far away. So it's very powerful, but if I put it right here, whoops. Oh, it's not supposed to work behind it. There it is. Okay. I guess the line of blocks that it's on, it works, but the line just behind it, it doesn't. So we can do things like what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have this face away from our base, so that if I drop items around this green area, it's not going to suck them up. I only want it to get sugar. So let's go ahead and do that now. I don't have an axe. There it is. My tree farm's kind of in the way. Oh well. So what we'll do is we will put the chest here, the item vacuum there, and then we just turn it on, just leave it on. And then what will happen is, as these grow, the pistons will eventually come out. This item vacuum will grab them as soon as they're airborne, and we should start seeing our chest fill up with sugarcane. And it's time for a nap. I don't think I did a good enough job explaining why we're getting sugarcane, but just to confirm, we need to make paper, and paper comes from sugarcane to make the walls of our building. So now we've got sugarcane automatically coming. The only thing to be concerned about, and I think I've already done this. Oh man, this stuff grows so fast. Is, yeah, you see it says the Word of Ra's team. We just want to make sure that this chunk is always loaded. And it's not, actually. It says loaded chunks 0. Now it's loaded. Okay. You want to have loaded chunks because what happens is loaded chunks are all, it's a chunk loader. It's always operating whether you're there or not. Otherwise, the game will despawn these chunks. Oops, didn't mean to do that. They will stop calculating these chunks to save on load, but we want these chunks to be functioning. So that will just work in the background now. Let's see if I can make one of these blocks just so that this is a little less abstract. So we've got paper. And then we need to make a chisel, because what I want to do... Am I out of iron? Oh no, I'm not. It's right there. Chisel's a fun mod that changes the aesthetics of... Oh, that's how it is. That changes the aesthetics of blocks. So we're gonna do vertical. And we're gonna do this one. So basically our home is going to be like this. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. 4 tall. And then we're gonna have a series of white walls. I am not a good builder right now, and I don't know why I'm being so derpy. I swear I've played this game before. So we're gonna have kind of a wall system that looks a little bit like this. So each panel, each kind of 3 section panel is going to look like this, and every now and then we'll have some windows in there, and then I think we're going to have the main door over here. But basically our house is going to look like this. It's going to have your timber on the surrounding the frame, and then you're going to have these white walls. It's going to look really slick, and we're going to put a little cobblestone basement in here. So now that you know what we're doing, at least, it'll make a little more sense why I'm trying to get so much paper. Although we did get a lot, so this will get us pretty far, but we still are going to need a lot more. And paper is going to be used a lot in all the other mods as well. So getting an automatic paper production is not a bad thing. So this is a good wrapping up place. We went ahead and we got ore doubling. We got into a little bit of mods. We're making RF power. We've got learned about infinite water sources. We have also got an aqueous accumulator that's going to be powering our steam dynamo, pulverizing, and we're going to do. We've got our redstone furnace, so we don't have to use our vanilla furnace anymore, which is better in every way. We went ahead and set up an automated system for sugarcane production, and we've started work on our house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here, but I'm going to build out our house a little bit with the resources that we do have so that we can kind of start visualizing it and hopefully start moving in. I don't like living in a hole in the wall. I'm also going to do a little off-camera mining. I'm not ever going to mine on camera unless it's interesting to you guys. But having said that, it is definitely past wrapping up point. I look forward to seeing you guys in episode 2. I hope you're enjoying the Horizons 3 Let's Play series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, everybody.